I see Rory's in the news, folks. He's in a bit of hot water. Rory McIlroy. He's done nothing wrong, really. All it is the biggest tournament on this week, the Memorial. That's Jack Nicklaus's own tournament. That he's going for like 30 odd or more years now, to be honest with you. And Rory's decided not to turn up. I think he's trying to plan his season around the majors, and I think he's decided he needs a rest. Anyway, all the golf pundits and writers are having a right pop at him for not turning up because it's one of the bigger tournaments, and they say it honours the Golden Bear there, and he should be there. And also that, Jack Nicklaus has been very close to Rory over the years and helped him a lot. They've asked Jack how he feels, and Jack says, well, it's one of those things. He said he's got to prioritise what he wants to do. He's got to play in the tournaments that suit him to win as many majors as he can. He said, I've done the same in my own career. He said, so I'm not going to throw him under the bus. Everyone's having a go at him. He said, I'm not going to have a go at him. He said, but I must admit I didn't hear from him. I would have thought he might have messaged me and said, look, Jack, I'm not going to play in it this year. I normally turn up, but I won't this year. He said, that surprised me. He said, but I'm not going to call the fella. I thought he kept dignified as ever, did Jack there, but obviously he was saying he would like to text or a phone call from Rory, and I'm sure that's the least Rory could have done. As I say, Jack's given him a lot of sage advice over the years. But I think people just like to call people from time to time, and it's probably not needed. He has had a lot on his plate this year, Rory, and he's celebrating his long-awaited Masters win. You can't knock the lad at all, I don't think. In rugby league, and a bit more sport, I know not many of you follow rugby league, but rugby league, I read something today, Ryan Hall. Ryan Hall now is, I think, 19th in the list of all-time top try scorers in British Rugby League. Is the all-time top scorer in Super League since the Super League era started a good few years ago now. Ryan is 37 years of age now. 37 years of age. He scored 343 tries and counting. And they're saying he's just recently passed Mick Sullivan, bit before my time. Sean Edwards, certainly not before my time. And Gary Schofield, certainly not before my time. And he's chasing down Neil Fox, bit before my time, but know him well. And Paul Ulof, know him very, very well. Great centre, great player there. He's chasing those down, and I think he's 19th on the all-time list, as I say, 19th. He's got a bit of a way to go to catch the all-time great, the maestro that was my very own, or our very own, if you're a White fan, Brian Bevan. Brian Bevan, yeah. Brian played till he was getting on in age, a bit older than Ryan Hall is now, although even Brian at 25 looked older than Ryan Hall does now. Brian at 25 looked like he was 55. Complete freak of nature. Ryan Hall, as I say, is on 343 tries. Brian Bevan on a team that didn't win much when he was there, and not as much as the great Wigan sides of late. Brian got 796. 796. I think his record is safe. I think if Ryan plays till he's 90, he's not going to hit that, and I can't see him playing much longer. 796. Takes some thinking about, doesn't it? 796. Unbelievable. I believe the man was a complete and utter freak. And I mean that in a good way. Wish I'd have seen him live. Well, seen him in one charity match, but I wish I'd seen him in his pomp. God, one of the great regrets of my sporting life, that him and dear old Duncan. I've never seen either of them.